You're listening to Podcast PXN,
a video game podcast
delivering player experience news.
Let's go! What's up, guys? Welcome to Podcast PXN, episode 125. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Prindle, aka Dan is DTM on Twitter, and I am joined over Discord by the Nintendo aficionado, Roshan Warner. Christian, why are you laughing? What's funny? At Roro, the host of Large Popcorn and video essayist, Christian Macias at ISO Christian, and one half of the Men in Gitch podcast, Gage Dempster at Gilbo Biggins. Welcome, everyone.
I'm laughing because you yelled, "Wait!" and then just went straight into like the intro. I was like, "What's going on?"
Wait.
I did because at first I thought the audio was playing, like my audio was playing in the intro, and then I realized I had selected a different scene to like cue into it. But no, we're fine. We're fine.
We're good. Okay.
We're
okay.
good. Thank you to everyone joining us live and participating in the chat. Just as a reminder, we are live each and every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube. Just search Podcast PXN, twitch.tv/podcast PXN if I could speak, and Twitter as well. The topic of the show this week, guys, is Nintendo's 2022 and what are we expecting to see from that, as well as their Nintendo Direct that just happened today and our thoughts on that. But first, the show always starts with the PXN news of the week, so let's go ahead and jump right in. But before we jump right in, wishing a happy birthday to Brenty, of course, none other than Roro's father. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Dad.
Capo Verde.
Of course, one of our biggest fans on YouTube. He always joins us, but he is on his way home, so he may not see this live, but happy birthday. Moving into our quick bites, guys. Phil Spencer has received the AIAS Lifetime Achievement Award honor at DICE this year. This was a really cool thing to see this week. Obviously, Phil has done a lot for Microsoft and Xbox, obviously, more specifically the last few years, and has absolutely killed it in turning around Xbox as a brand. So really cool to see his acknowledgement here and be presented this award. And actually, Todd Howard is going to present the award to him, which is super cool as well, from Bethesda Game Studios. So thought that was real cool.
Yeah, just thinking about where Xbox was with the launch of Xbox One and where it is now, like tremendous turnaround. So, not that Phil Spencer's like the only person to credit, but like, come on, he's a big part. So, yeah, congrats, Phil.
Absolutely. Moving into another Microsoft employee, Shannon Loftus, which she more recently has been known for the Age of Empires reboot, so to speak, Age of Empires 4. She was kind of leading up that team to bring that back into the foray and did it very successfully. It was well regarded as a great Age of Empires return. And she has announced that she's retiring from Microsoft after 29 years. Insane amount of time. That's you have to commend someone who's been in the game industry for that long, because there's so many hardships and issues, especially with being a woman in the industry for that amount of time is very impressive. And again, credit to Phil Spencer bringing Shannon Loftus to, one of the top roles at Microsoft for Xbox as well. So, she's awesome, and I'm sure that Xbox will definitely miss her experience. She was also responsible for building classics like Fable, Project Gotham Racing, which those were staples on the original Xbox. Banjo-Kazooie, Nuts and Bolts, hugely underrated in my opinion, and many other Xbox games. But yeah, super cool. Or, well, not cool that she's retiring, but super cool of her history at Xbox.
You know what?
Still, congrats. Oh, go ahead, Gage.
I was going to say, it is cool that she's retiring. You know what? Go rest now. All right? You can rest now. You can rest now.
Well, I don't think she's retiring. I think she's just retiring from Microsoft, right? She might do.
She might, yeah. She may do other projects, yeah.
But you know what, Shannon? If you want to just buy a small house in Italy and live out the rest of your days on the Italian coast, you do it. You deserve it.
Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Amazing. Moving on, guys, to our last Microsoft news and the quick bites here. Microsoft has reaffirmed that Call of Duty and other popular Activision Blizzard games will still release on PlayStation and Nintendo platforms even after their current agreements are up. So we've talked about it numerous times in the last couple of weeks, talking about their existing agreements, that are up to the next 3 years or whatever with Call of Duty. But they're kind of reaffirming here, saying Call of Duty is going to continue being on these platforms for long into the future, and also saying other Activision Blizzard games that are already multi-platform will continue to be there as well. And a lot of speculation is out there about this, which makes sense that they're kind of getting at the forefront of the FCC that's about to be analyzing their purchase of Activision Blizzard, and they're trying to make it, seem like the best possible situation without them, seemingly taking on a monopoly, so to speak, with the acquisition. So there's still a lot of time left to see what goes on with that, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah, we had a great conversation, like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago at the latest, about like whether or not it remains multi-platform or not. And it's very cool to see that obviously it will be multi-plat. A lot of people did call that. I don't know if I was the one, but like we were just chatting, shooting around, and yeah, I mean these games are moneymakers, right? So it makes sense that Xbox want to have these on the most platforms as possible. And that isn't to say that just because it is still available to play on PlayStation and other consoles that it won't come to Game Pass, right? Like maybe the incentive is there. Like yes, we're still allowing it to be on PlayStation, but you have an Xbox or a PC, you can get it on Game Pass. So you're still in the ecosystem that way. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how they move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to say we've been getting these weird Russian accounts or something the last couple of weeks in chat. And Gage, you're just encouraging them with your comments here.
That's my buddy. I don't know what you're talking. That's
He was responding to his message.
Yeah,
that's Vladimir. He's been in the chat.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Right. In all seriousness, though, it's actually kind of it's a huge win-win for Microsoft, because I think these things will absolutely come to Game Pass, so they get their hardware incentive and hardware sales up that way. But it still comes to PC and PlayStation, and PlayStation actually has the majority of the fan base. So they're still making all those box sales as well, which is really interesting because they kind of have their hands in both pies with that, because the incentive is there to get an Xbox to get it for free with Game Pass, but also everyone who doesn't, they still make that $69.99, $79.99, depending on your country, whatever it is. So yeah, I think it's definitely going to stay multi-platform for the foreseeable future.
Fair. Guys, the game of the year at Jeff Keighley's Game Awards last year. Well, it sounds weird to say last year, but 2021. It Takes Two has sold 5 million copies. They officially posted this on Twitter. That's 5 million copies of It Takes Two sold. Our team is absolutely stunned just thinking about how many players have now enjoyed our game. That's awesome. Really cool news. And it's even cooler when you think about it, like in terms of like that's 5 million copies, but like more people played it because they have the free friend pass or whatever that you can join someone who actually owns it. So yeah, super cool. Glad to see that team with Joseph Fares just killing it.
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong too. Oh, sorry, Ro.
No, I was just gonna say that just means they're gonna make more games, and I'm excited to see what's next from that studio.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't this past week also the news that they're going to turn it into some kind of television or film?
Yeah,
yes.
A movie.
Yeah,
a movie, right? Not a show.
I think it's a movie. Yeah.
Movie.
Yeah,
Okay.
That'd be interesting.
Yes, it will be really cool. Really cool. Our next story, guys. This is a crazy story. I mean, we could have never seen this one coming, but Google Stadia may be changing its business model with a possible rebrand on the way. I thought this was fascinating. Essentially, I won't bore you with the long article. There's a lot of details, but essentially it sounds like what Google's trying to do is promote Stadia to be a platform that developers or publishers can kind of go to them and say, hey, we want to have our game accessible in the cloud. Can we, sell our game as like a cloud service, so to speak, and basically give gamers another option to play their games? So does this mean that Google Stadia is on the way out in terms of consumers? I don't know. Like, just picking up a subscription service or whatever and then buying games from Google directly to play them on Stadia. I don't know if that's going away soon or if this, report is going to come to fruition, but it makes sense because obviously Google hasn't been like, killing it on the Stadia side of things. So like to rebrand it as something to pitch to publishers and developers to say, hey, this is an easy way to put your game out there to more people. It does make sense in that respective. So I don't know. It's interesting for sure.
Yeah, I've only had one experience with Google Stadia, and that was with Cyberpunk 2077 when that game came out. And my experience with it was actually really good. I thought the cloud technology was good. I won't say that I use the service beyond that because I haven't, but I think it would be really cool to see them partner with other people who would like to use their technology, because I think it is good. Like say Nintendo uses their technology for publishing their cloud games on their platform. That would be a game changer just right there because of how not great the cloud service that they are using right now is. Or even PlayStation with their PlayStation Now stuff. Like I think Xbox is fine with the cloud service stuff, but other places could probably use Google's help in this regard if that's the way that they're trying to go. So I think that would be interesting. I just don't think there's any reason to get Google Stadia. So them partnering with other people, I think would be the best route for them if they want to keep this thing going.
This makes me a little bit sad to hear about. Remember, I was having a conversation with a cohort in grad school. We were in this class talking about kind of like information literacy and like just all kinds of media literacy. And one of the things we were kind of talking about was video game literacy and how like we can teach video games and how that informs reading. Blah 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 blah. Like there's a lot to unpack there. But essentially, what him and I were talking about was Google Stadia as a platform for like students seemed to be like really taking off in a few sections that were trying it out because of how easy it was to use and how just like effective it was. Like to Rose's point, like it just works. And from what I hear about Stadia users is that for the most part, like Stadia just works. Not that it doesn't have issues, obviously, but or like much of a platform, sadly. But
right,
yeah, I don't know, it kind of makes you sick because like it's great tech, right? And I'm happy that it's going to get some use. Like if they can, rebrand it as some kind of middleman to work with having other games be on the using their cloud. It might like the Switch stuff, like the Switch cloud gaming, like that doesn't necessarily always work. But if they can go through this Stadia, I don't know, maybe there might be something there. So sad, but also curious to see how they shift.
Yeah, I agree. Like the technology works, but it's never going to be somebody's first, second, or third choice as a platform. So yeah, it's good that I think it's going to be interesting to see what they decide to do with it.
Yes, I agree with you both. Absolutely. And that's like that's the thing I always say about like Xbox cloud streaming. That would never be my first choice. Like it's cool to have it as an option, but I would never want to do that only. So
yeah.
Moving on to our next story, guys. Rumors suggest Hogwarts Legacy could come out in September. This comes by way of IGN. Taylor Lyles, she writes some good stuff over there at IGN. The first little tidbit there is the Rolling Library, a literary website that is devoted to promoting the life and works of J.K. Rowling. There's probably better things you could do in life than do that. But anyways, officially announced a release date for the official art book for Hogwarts Legacy. According to the website, the making of Hogwarts Legacy will release on September 6th. And also, apparently, coincidentally, September 1st is Back to Hogwarts Day, which marks the day when the fictional characters of the Wizarding World return to Hogwarts. Had no idea about any of that, but it does a couple, I guess, hints maybe that we'll get Hogwarts Legacy in September, I guess.
Cool.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, too. I think the devs really like emphasize that they distance themselves from J.K. Rowling, right? Like she has no part. Okay, well that's great.
Yeah. But I mean, to what extent? Because it's a Harry Potter game, right? Like that's the thing, right?
And you use the license, of course. Part of it's going back to her. So yeah, it's a tricky thing. Yet again, it's like a tricky thing where it's like you want to support the developers, do you want to support what it stands for? It's just there's so many layers that it's just like it's really tricky to kind of sift through all of that for sure.
Yeah.
Moving into our next story, which might interest a couple people on this podcast, Sifu got some reviews hitting, and they've been very good so far. I will say that like after sorry, go ahead, Christian.
No, go and then I'll go after you.
Oh, okay. I was just gonna say, like, after reading the reviews, it seems like at first I was like with you guys, like I wanted to dive into Sifu. It looked super cool. Combat looked really awesome, and then I started reading the reviews where they're like, "This is like really difficult. Like it's unforgiving, or not unforgiving, but like it's just." The amount of time required to like master the skills in this game is like insane, apparently. So I'm just like, all right, this is not going to be the type of game that I will enjoy, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, but Christian?
So to answer your question, yes. I reviewed Sifu for the Penultimate Conquest. So I'm finishing up a review, and that should be up either tomorrow or Friday, just depending on when my buddy's able to download it and upload it to YouTube. So if we wait until I guess what you got for me, I can answer your questions.
Okay, perfect.
Is Sifu a PlayStation exclusive?
PlayStation and Epic Games.
PlayStation console exclusive. Yeah. Okay, it looks awesome. It looks so good. I want to jump into it. I'm excited to hear what you have to say, Christian.
Agreed. We'll have to wait. Stick around, people. What you got for me? Anyways, moving into our next story, Dying Light 2 has already hit Steam's top 25 most played games of all time with a peak concurrent player count of 274,983. Insane. That, like, the game literally just came out and it's already in the top 25 most played games of all time. That yeah.
That's unique players. That's 270,000 unique players.
Right. Yes, and concurrently, like all playing at the same time. Like
as you were reading that, I was just waiting for you to say of January or of 2022, but you're like of all time. It's like no way.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? This is almost like that that silent majority theory for politics, but it's for video games. Because if 6 months ago, you would have never guessed Dying Light was this big of a franchise, right? But so many people must have just been sitting, going like, you know what? I kind of want to try that second one, and then it comes out, and this many people buy it. Like that's nuts.
And I think it's just so interesting. And I'll just say what I'm going to say. I think it's just so interesting how different people perceive the game journalists headlines and stuff like that. Where some of us, I guess not all of us, I think we all had a different reaction to the 500 hours thing. But I think it's just so interesting how gamers would react to that and how different gamers react to that. Like some people would be like, let's go 500 hours. Are you kidding me? Yes, let's do this. And some people would be like, no, absolutely not. No way. But obviously a lot of people maybe they didn't even see that headline and they're just interested in Dying Light 2. But I just think it's so interesting how different people consume the gaming news and decide on what they're going to spend their time on. Despite us hearing and so many different things about this game, it's ended up on the top 25 list. So yeah, good for them.
Yeah, insane. There might be a couple people on this podcast that contributed to that number. Yeah. Well, I guess not to that number because it's not on Steam. But anyway,
can you guess what number? Oh, sorry.
This is just Steam, also.
Right.
Yep.
This is not PlayStation and Xbox. And is this? No, it's not on Nintendo yet, but it's coming via their cloud services later. I think, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's even bigger. That number's even bigger when you take into the whole scope of things. That's crazy.
Can you guess what number 1 is on SteamDB?
For most played?
Most played games.
All time.
Grand Theft Auto 5? I
don't... Team Fortress 2.
This can't be right. The current number one, I guess.
The current number one for most played of all time. Is it Portal 2?
I have no
I don't.
idea.
Wait, hold on. This IGN article must be wrong. There's no way. There is
Really?
literally no way. It has to be wrong. Of all time, I just clicked on the thing saying all time peak, and it's nowhere near number 5.
No, top 25. Top 25. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's number 24. Okay, I'm sorry. I heard number 5, and I was like, that's insane. But top 25. Okay, yeah. Okay, never mind.
And PUBG is the number one spot, right?
PUBG is the number one. Yeah.
That's crazy. I would not have guessed that. That's nuts.
That is nuts.
Oh, quick little sidebar fun fact. On Steam, in the top 5 highest rated games of all time, Hades is in there somewhere. I think it's number 4 or 5.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Get some indie love action there.
Mm-hmm.
Our next story, guys. There's a new PlayStation 4 and 5 system update that is going into beta. There's some new quality of life improvements here. They're changing some party chat options for both PS5 and PS4. There's UI enhancements and accessibility features for PlayStation 5 and voice command preview for PlayStation 5. Of course, PS4 and Xbox One both kind of jumped into the foray of voice commands with that generation. Obviously, with Xbox One was Kinect, and PlayStation, you could use the PlayStation camera microphone, or I think you could use a normal microphone even to use voice commands. But yeah, I guess they're gonna dive back into that, and more options is never a bad thing. Definitely interesting. They're adding the ability to have open and closed parties for PS5 and PS4, which is good. I think I saw somewhere that they currently call this like something else, like chat or messaging or something like that. They're changing it to like a party system, which is very similar to what Xbox is as well. Voice chat reporting feature update. So if you want to report something that someone in a party said, there's now visual indicators for you to identify who is speaking. It'll help safety teams to take appropriate action based on your reporting. So that's cool quality of life for that kind of stuff, for reporting some bad eggs out there. As well as some share play updates. Start share play directly from the voice chat card. Pretty cool. So yeah, some cool quality of life stuff in here.
Still a long way to go, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a notable. Actually, I never do the betas, by the way, because like half the time, like something ends up not working, and I just rather not go through that frustration. I'll get to it when like. Thank you for everyone who does do the betas, but otherwise, I just wait. Somebody in the replies here commented like, still no variable refresh rate. No options for 1440p, no Dolby Atmos vision, and still no word on the photo video sharing with your phone that went live and then the next day was like taken down. So
yeah, and like variable refresh rate is such a it's important in terms of like if you have an unlocked frame rate and you don't have variable refresh rate when your screen isn't refreshing at the same rate as your game is refreshing, so it makes things look wonky. So that I feel like should be way higher up on their priority list. But yeah, I guess it continues to get pushed back. Hopefully soon. Guys, the Nintendo Switch has officially outsold the Wii. What? 103.54 million copies, or I guess consoles of the Nintendo Switch have been sold. Absolutely insane. When this generation started, I don't think any of us would have guessed that this console would have outsold the Wii, especially coming off the back of the Wii U, which was the worst console in terms of sales, I think, in Nintendo's history. So yeah, woo,
yeah, that's awesome for them. I there was a list that I was looking at the other day where it was the updated list of the consoles that Nintendo Switch has outsold, and there's not much left ahead of it now. We'll see if it continues to overtake some, but I think there's like the PS2 is still ahead of it, unless it has already taken that over. the PS2. I think there's a couple of other ones, but I'm blanking on. I wish I had this list in front of me. But yeah, it's crazy how much it's overcome or outsold so far.
Like in the time period, it's insane because it's only been 5 years in April, I think, or March. Like that's insane.
Well, look at the trajectory of the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. I mean, they've sold, 4 million, 5 million, something like that, and it's been a year, 2 years. So that's not like you get that to 5 years. They still sold a quarter of what Nintendo Switch has. It's crazy.
Of the top 5 most selling consoles of all time, 3 are Nintendo products.
Crazy.
With Switch being a number 5.
Insane. Guys, this last story in the quick bites I added just a little bit ago because I saw it and I'm like, what? Beyond Good and Evil 2 is apparently still in pre-production 5 years after being revealed. What? How is this even possible? Bloomberg reports that Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still in pre-production after over 5 years of development. Rumblings of a Beyond Good and Evil sequel date all the way back to 2008 when Ubisoft showed off what seemed to be a teaser trailer for the game, but obviously, long way since then. Nearly a decade later at E3 2017, the game was finally revealed. Looked very ambitious, etc., etc. What? I don't even understand how this is possible. Like, I understand games that have like a tough development cycle and like things happen, like you restart development and shit happens. 5 years in pre-production. What? How?
Just burning money at that point. Half a decade.
Right.
Mm.
That's
something must have not been good. Like they must have not. It must have not been coming together, and they had to go back to like some kind of drawing board and kind of rework stuff. Because 5 years is a long time.
Yes.
I remember there being I forgot what the program was called, but it was like Monkey Jam program, something weird. Where when they officially teased it, there was a beta program, and they were calling the people who signed up like monkeys or something. I don't know what it was. It was something weird.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I would love to know if anybody got into that and what their experience with that was. If there are anybody out there, it's like, what did they test? What did they do? And what was the feedback they gave them? Obviously, it wasn't good for them to still be in pre-production. And I don't know how it works over at Ubisoft. I'm sure there's many teams, but I feel like they're focusing on other things right now over at Ubisoft and not this.
You mean like the Ghost Recon Battle Royale game that nobody wanted?
Yeah.
Also, not the only Ubisoft game in development hell, because there's also Skull and Bones, which was announced probably just as far away now.
Yep.
Yep.
Good old Ubisoft.
It's interesting that we're going to be getting games that were announced before this game.
Yeah,
it's kind of sad.
Probably a lot of games at this point that have been announced.
Do we want to make a little wager on the podcast? What comes out first, Splinter Cell remake or Beyond Good and Evil?
I'd wager on Splinter Cell.
I mean, at this point, Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
That's bad.
Crazy.
All right, guys. Moving into the news, we've got a bunch of Rockstar news here. We'll start with Rockstar has confirmed GTA 6 is in development, of course.
No way. No way. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. They wrote in their blog post, with the unprecedented longevity of GTA 5, we know many of you have been asking us about a new entry in the Grand Theft Auto series. With every new project we embark on, our goal is always to significantly move beyond what we have previously delivered, and we are pleased to confirm that active development for the next entry in the Grand Theft Auto series is well underway. We look forward to sharing more as soon as we are ready. So please stay tuned to the Rockstar Newswire for official details. Obviously confirmed. I think most people already knew it was coming, but it is kind of cool to see it actually confirmed finally. We also got some earnings reports from Take-Two. Grand Theft Auto 5 has now sold in over 160 million units, up 5 million in the quarter ending December. Insane.
Who's buying this game?
I don't know. And more people are about to be buying it here next month when on March 15th, the Xbox Series X and PS5 versions of Grand Theft Auto 5 come out. So they're going to keep making money. And I think, guys, we're going to see. I wrote a little thing on Twitter. I was like, Rockstar first acknowledged GTA 5 back in 2011, and it came out in 2013. They're first acknowledging it now in 2022. I'm thinking 2024 for a release. What do you guys think?
At the earliest. There's no way it comes before that.
Yeah.
I think you're kind of spot on. Yeah. I mean, with that logic, then that sounds right. But
did they announce GTA 5 the same way? With a blog post?
I think it was similar in terms of they didn't give a lot of information. They kind of just said, yeah, it's coming. But yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, Christian. Go ahead.
No, I was mostly done. I was gonna ramble on about like if it is like if it does get a release date 2024, like I could see that easily pushing back into like Q1, Q2, 2025. It just seems like it's way too long away.
Well, it's funny because it seems like 2024 is them pushing it back. Because I remember during the whole Epic v Apple fiasco and all these other companies got involved. I think it was during the court case. It was revealed that Take-Two had like their spending budget for the next few years outlined, and there was a massive uptick in the advertisement department in the end of 2023. So a lot of people assumed that would be the launch of GTA 6. So I'm guessing 2024 is a solid bet because with their new studio culture and them trying to revamp how they do things in Combat Crunch, that's getting pushed back farther and farther. And that's probably why they haven't released any solid info, is because they don't want to delay the game. They want to announce delays because, I mean, Red Dead 2 was infamously delayed a bunch of times, right? So they're probably waiting until the 11th hour to give a date so that they don't have to move from it. But it looks like, based on that information from the courts and the trial of Epic v Apple, that they were originally looking at the end of 2023 or beginning of 2024 to release it. So I think 2024 is a really safe bet.
If I'm being honest, the bigger question than release date is what happens to GTA Online, or how do they integrate that into GTA 6? Because GTA Online is the reason why I think GTA 5 still sells so well, because they're constantly updating it, and it makes so much money for Rockstar that like they keep supporting it, that there's no way they abandon it when GTA 6 comes out. Like, obviously there'd be a new GTA Online, but I think you'd have to get like the current existing audience, because there's so many people that still play it into this new ecosystem of GTA 6. So that's going to be so interesting to see how they do that.
Right.
Yeah. Bro, you have any thoughts on some GTA action?
I think you guys are hitting the nail on the head for like release date times and stuff like that. So I think it's like a 2024, 2025 sort of thing. I'm just so happy that they finally acknowledged that they're doing it. It's been so long. But as you guys know, I'm not a huge GTA guy. But I agree with Christian. It'll be interesting to see what they do with the online aspect, which is, like Christian said, the moneymaker over there. So it'll be interesting to see if they do make a new online, or if they like do an Overwatch 2 sort of situation where they just, this is the sequel, but it's actually still the same thing. So just bring your character over. We added a couple of new stuff for people who are playing the new version and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how they keep that train going with the new console. With the new game. But I'm interested to see if they do like the female protagonist that they've been rumoring all this time, or what they do with the story. That's what interests me the most about GTA 6.
What's better than 3 playable characters? 10.
4. Oh,
yeah, that too.
10.
I don't know. I'm just being crazy.
500 hours of playtime.
Yeah. Yes.
Bro, stop.
Except instead of just supporting it for 5 years, they'll support it for 20.
Oh my god.
They'll support one part of it.
Yeah.
And abandon the other mode.
True. Also, throw a little tidbit in here, more Rockstar stuff. Red Dead Redemption 2 has reached nearly 43 million units sold in globally in December, up from 39 million last quarter, so I guess 4 million more. That's awesome, and obviously Red Dead 2, so good. Definitely play it if you haven't.
Mm-hmm. One of the best games of the last generation.
Also, every chance I get, shame on you, Rockstar. Shame on you, Take-Two, for not doing Undead Nightmare 2. Shame on you. Shame on you. Here's the thing. 43 million units sold. Nobody's buying Red Dead for Red Dead Online. All right? That's single-player sales. All right?
True.
Strauss, you hear me? Make Undead Nightmare 2. Stop being a coward.
Oh,
Very
was there
cool.
not also rumors that GTA 5 is finally getting a story expansion too, or as well?
Oh.
No.
Oh, I didn't know that. They did
Ev,
release
I-
that online story expansion not that
Dr.
long
Dre
ago.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought the story
That is
characters into
true.
online. That's yeah.
Yes.
You might be right.
Yes. Moving in to our next news story, guys. I was gonna attempt to go over all of this, and I'm a big Destiny 1 fan, and I played as much as I could of Destiny 2 before I was like, man, I'm out of time. I can't do this constantly. So I'm like, all right, I gotta tap out. I love you, Bungie. I love Destiny, but I'll come back for like the annual events and stuff. But yeah. So Ro, I'm gonna pass this to you to talk about Destiny 2 Witch Queen, which we got a freaking vidoc from Bungie, which that vidoc was awesome.
It was. It's always awesome. They always have such really, really awesome in-depth looks into their development and stuff like that. So yeah, what Dan was saying, they did a little Vidoc earlier this week talking about their new expansion that comes out on the 22nd. And honestly, I'm going to have a hard time wrapping everything into one thing here too, because it's a lot. They're introducing weapon crafting, which is really awesome. Something that fans of the game have been wanting to see, just to add a more certainty to the weapons that you're grabbing. Just I want this role, make it easier for us to get it. So that's a really awesome addition. They're adding 40 new legendary weapons, I believe, which is also something that people have been asking for. They want new weapons to chase. That's awesome. Something that people don't like is that a lot of the weapons look like reskins of previous ones. Not something that I really have an issue with. I'm kind of nostalgic for those kind of different frames that we've seen before, just in a different light. And I think the designs in Destiny, their weapon designs are fantastic anyway. So I always enjoy looking at whatever they have in my hand. But yeah, the story and the campaign is obviously what everybody is super excited for. Bungie has said that their inspiration for this is True Detective, which is awesome.
Oh,
True Detective and other campaigns like Doom as some of their like inspirations for this campaign. So I think this is shaping up to be one of one of Destiny's. I shouldn't say one of Bungie's best campaigns because we have all of Halo to talk about. But I think this is definitely shaping up to be one of Destiny's best campaigns with the mystery that they have going on, and the characters. I think we've, as Destiny fans, have grown so attached to these characters over the 7 years that it's been out, that each story just becomes more and more impactful to the community, that I'm super excited to play this in 2 more weeks, I think. Yeah, the week after next, I'll be dropping on Tuesday. But yeah, the Hive Ghost is a really cool addition that they added to how the Hives have stolen our lights and using it against us. So we're essentially fighting evil guardians, and we have to crush their ghosts in our hands. Like, it's really cool.
Hell
So
yeah.
it's really cool stuff that they're doing over there. So yeah, really all I have to say about it.
Yeah, I literally was gonna say that if you didn't. The thing about crushing
Yes.
ghosts in your hand, that's so cool to see that. It's
And
awesome.
they talked about it a little bit from a story perspective, how we have like a moral dilemma doing it for the
Yep.
first time. Where like when you do it for the first time in game, you crush it and then you like look at your hand like, did I just crush a ghost? This doesn't seem right. But yeah, that's really cool to see what they're gonna do.
Yeah, because there's
with
like a feeling of permanence by doing that, because you're like,
Yeah.
no respawning for you.
Yeah.
Cool.
That.
this makes me sad watching this video as Rose was talking. Makes me miss Destiny, but I just don't have the time for it. I wish I did.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Commitment.
I've taken a break too. That's why it was hard for me to even say all of that. But yeah, it's a lot.
Fair. We all love Destiny and Bungie. We just want more time, you know.
Give me 72-hour days and then I'll start playing.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Our third news story: Ghostwire Tokyo Showcase got a little bit of a gameplay stream about a week ago, a little less than a week ago. I thought it looked really interesting. The world building I thought was really cool. Like the vibes that the world gives off is really, really nice, and it visually looks really good. I guess my main thing is like I'm still not quite sold on the gameplay aspect of it. There's some cool things about it, but it's like I don't know if that will grab me particularly. and just watching the gameplay, it did remind me a little bit, like just a teensy little bit of Dishonored, except it's kind of like a creepier, more warped perspective. To me, the enemies don't look that interesting to fight. Like there was a little bit of variety that they showed off, but I don't know. I wasn't huge on it. What were your guys' thoughts on it?
I caught some of it, mostly with, like, their recaps on Twitter and stuff, and just like shorter, broken down content. And I'm kind of in the same place as you are, Dan. Like, surprisingly, I did also get like the Dishonored vibes, and that's mostly because of the first person perspective and all like the cool like abilities you're getting. Visually, I think it looks like fantastic. I would love to see like how like DualSense integration is going to be happening with all these like powers you're utilizing. Otherwise, I'm spot on, Dan. Like, I don't know if any of this game is really grabbing me. And with like a very packed spring, I feel like this might fall by the wayside by like with a lot of people, unless like you're super diehard. Like, I'm going to check out every single game that's coming to PlayStation. So that's like my biggest concern is whether or not this game actually is like interesting enough to like maintain people who play it for like a long time. Like whether it's a compelling enough both narrative and gameplay. So otherwise, it looks beautiful.
Yeah. And there in Tango's other games, The Evil Within and Evil Within 2, like the narrative is like, in my opinion, the most forgettable part of those games. That I'm just like, I love this gameplay, I love this world, and I love Evil Within, but like the narrative is just like, what's going on here? I have no idea. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if this one's pulling me in as much as I wanted to. I do like the designs that they have going on for like the enemies and the world itself. The gameplay just didn't grab me that much. But yeah, like just like you guys are saying, like there's so much games, so many things going on right now in this time of the year where this is just a game that I will probably put off playing if I ever get to it. Unfortunately. Yeah, I didn't see the whole showcase, so maybe I need to watch the entire thing. I just caught clips and stuff on Twitter. But yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. We'll see how I feel as we get closer to release.
A wait for review kind of game, Ro?
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Gage, do you have similar thoughts?
Well, I have a unique take on this because this has been a bit of a roller coaster for me.
Oh.
You see, I picked Ghostwire Tokyo for my fantasy league. And then we were talking about it one day, and I was like, yeah, I can't remember anything about this game. So I looked it up. I looked up the little gameplay we've seen so far. Wasn't impressed. Was like, I've made a bad decision. Dropped the game. And then I saw a few articles from some game journalists that I follow on Twitter saying that this is going to be a surprise hit from what they played and it's super amazing. And I'm like, so then I re-put it on my fantasy. So I put it back on my fantasy league. So I don't know. Personally, I don't know if I'm super hot on this game. But from from journalists that I follow and reviewers that I follow that I normally agree with, they're saying this is going to be a sleeper hit. I don't know. I'm cheering for it. I'm not super. But here's the thing. This might do really well internationally. That's the other thing we're not thinking about, right? This might do really, really well internationally. It might not be our speed. Like Persona is not a household name in the Western sort of gaming market. But
you take that back,
right?
Listen, all right. Compared to franchises that we all know and love, it's definitely not.
It's definitely more in other places, yeah.
But they do extremely well critically, right? They do extremely well critically because the target demographic that does like those games, like they nail it. So I'm hoping we get that with Ghostwire Tokyo, selfishly, for my fantasy league.
Yeah.
Am I going to buy this game? Absolutely not. But
I mean, I guess I hope for it too, right? Like I want all games to be good. So
right,
true. Very true.
And you want Tango to be able to experiment, right, and break away from the third-person survival horror and try something new. So for that reason, I am hoping that it does well, so that they can do something new. But
was that me? Did anyone else? Okay,
I heard.
Okay,
I heard loud buzzing. I was like, "What the heck?"
Yeah.
Okay. Moving into our last news story, guys. The Wolf Among Us 2 is coming in 2023 with a full trailer from the new Telltale Games. Jeff Keighley, I guess, was kind of showing this off here. the trailer looks really good. Unreal Engine 4 that this game is using now, which is awesome, or Unreal Engine 5. Wait, which Unreal? I don't even know what Unreal Engine. The newest Unreal Engine. I always forget which one we're on. It looks insane. Like the graphical fidelity looks so much better than the Telltale games of past. Obviously, completely different people involved, obviously, than it says Telltale, but it's not really Telltale, so that's kind of like a caveat there. But
Right.
yeah, it looks very interesting, and I'm kind of excited to see more from this.
That's the funny part about, is it Unreal 4, is it Unreal 5? It doesn't matter. It's not Telltale's old proprietary engine, and that's really all that matters, because that thing struggled hard. So even if it's Unreal Engine 4, fantastic. Like that, it looks gorgeous. And I'm gonna have to play the first one too, because I have not played the first one yet. And Ro's been telling me that it's one of the best ones. So I have to put that on the list before this guy comes out.
Dan mentioned my biggest concern, which is obviously Telltale shut down a lot, or got rid of a lot of their former staff members and reopened with new people. So, I mean, watching the trailer, it looks fantastic, right? I want to get excited about it, but just knowing that information, I'm just I have to be trepidatious because I don't know what this new team is like.
Right.
But I still have high hopes. So
yeah, and the people who I think the people who bought the IP and the studio, the rights to the Telltale name or whatever, I think they were just independent developers that were just yeah, we want to do this because obviously it's a well-known name, so they're yeah, let's try this out. So it's just random, independent developers. We really don't have that trust, I guess, to know that they're gonna make something that's actually gonna be cool,
right?
Like the original Telltale. So yeah. Bro,
yeah,
are you excited for some Telltale?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for this game. I've been bummed that it's next year, but I guess we could have expected that. But yeah, it looks so good. I love the style that they're going for, which is the style that they went for in the first one. But like Gage said, they're not using the engine that they used before. So what they're going for before is still what they're going for, but it just looks so much better.
Yes.
And yeah, I'm just excited to see the different characters are going to be introduced. We see that Bigby is in anger management, which he definitely needs. So that's good that he's getting that therapy. But I think it's awesome that we got introduced to some Oz characters, like some Wizard of Oz characters, like the robot, the Tin Man, and this Scarecrow, I guess. I guess the lady sitting on the ground might be, or not on ground, on the couch might be Dorothy. Who knows? But it's just so interesting to see their takes on the fairy tale characters. So I'm excited to see who else they introduce in this one.
Yeah, the characters and world building was definitely the best parts of the original, and the writing, of course. So good.
You know what?
Go
ahead, Richard.
For those wanting to try out Wolf Among Us, Chapter 1, I guess, Part 1. Is this a sequel? How are we framing this?
Season 2, I guess, is the easiest way to do it.
If you want to check out Season 1, if you want to check out Season 1 before Season 2, I haven't seen it on sale on any other platforms, but I'm currently on PlayStation. 75% off right now, $3.74. So
that's a steal.
That is a steal.
Pretty good deal.
You know what though? I worry that I'm gonna miss it. I worry that I'm gonna miss when something intense happens and the camera switches back to your person and it stays there and the music is playing in the background and it's really intense and your character's just and then it cuts you know what I mean?
It's awesome.
Right.
Half of the Batman Telltale games, Alfred had his head facing the other way. And well, I roll with it. Sure.
Right.
Yeah, this is just what I signed up for. Oh man.
All right, guys. We got a little fantasy critic check in here. We're checking in ISO Christian, of course, our in Christian here. He's got 100. Oh, not 100. Sorry. He has 9.38 points, of course, from his game that just came out, Sifu.
I dropped points, man. I went from 80 to 79.
Let's Let's
Sorry,
announce who. Who's in the lead as well. So Christian is in first place with 9
Christian,
points.
yes. I'm in second with 6.7 points. Gage is somehow in third with 0 points and no games.
Like, how do you get worse than 0 points, right?
and Rose in last with negative 9.37 points because, of course, Sifu.
That's going to change. Don't you worry. That's just my bad counter pick coming out to get me. But just wait.
True.
Just wait.
True. You have added some games, I think. You added Splatoon 3, is that
I
right?
have, and after the Nintendo Direct today, I bidded on a couple more.
Oh, well,
Nice.
that's
Maybe I shouldn't have told you that.
Yeah, you just told us a secret.
I bet a lot of money, though, so will you
Okay.
bet more than me? We'll see.
Wow, that's
We'll
fair. Fair. I don't think I can bid anymore. I only have like 3 spots left. I don't want to take all my spots in. It's only February, guys.
I need to change my counter pick. I'm going to run into the same
And
issue that
I would have done this. Can you?
can't.
Please tell me you
You
can.
can't.
No.
Okay, good. I'm glad you couldn't, because that's something that I was trying to
don't think
do
so.
earlier. And
You
if you
were
told me that you
banking-
could, I would be so mad.
But I can see it. You're banking on you getting an advantage from me also having a really bad counter pick, because that'll even out the playing fields. That'll put me down in your
Yes.
I'm not.
Brenty is in the chat, guys. Happy birthday,
Happy
Brenty.
birthday.
We told
Happy
you at the
birthday.
top of the show, but
I made a bid for another counter pick, but I don't see it that it went through.
oh,
Or maybe it'll process, I guess, in 2 days. Maybe I missed the last week's deadline. So
Saturday.
there should be another one coming through. What game did I counter pick?
Was it from my list?
No, it's from mine. I can tell.
It is definitely from Gage's. Yeah.
It's 100% mine. I could probably guess which one it is.
Honestly, yeah. I think, I probably should bid on a counter pick from Gage's too. Now that we
Yeah, why
talked
don't you
to
go
him.
ahead and do that, Dan? All right.
Wait, what if we? I have a legitimate question. What if we counter pick something that someone drops?
Then you lose negative 50 points.
It might just automatically take it out of your counter bid slot and make you do another one, but I just don't know.
Okay. Well, we'll find out, I guess. Maybe. All right, guys.
Points. Jesus.
Moving in to what you got for me. Daniel, of course, got his large popcorn t-shirt that came in the mail yesterday, Christian. Thank you.
Love to see it.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Large popcorn. Find them there. Find them everywhere on podcast services. Anyways, I've been playing Dying Light 2 with Gage and some other people as well, and have been having a lot of fun with it, guys. Dying Light 1 was a game like I enjoyed Dying Light 1, but like I can't say that I like loved playing it and like, just loved running around the world and stuff. But playing Dying Light 2 is so much different, especially when you're playing with people, because playing by yourself is not necessarily the same in this type of game. I feel like it's not as fun. Like you're doing all these, vaulting and you're haggling your friends for getting mauled by zombies and all the equipment pickups, and you're trying to level up your character to be better than your teammates, your people you're playing with. It's so much fun. The combat's really good. I just love chopping zombies' heads off. It's so much fun. If I do have a complaint about the game, it's that they've kind of, went away from guns in the game. So like it's almost all melee combat. There is a few like projectile weapons, like obviously like a bow that Gage somehow got before he was supposed to have it. But I do wish that there was a little bit more variety in terms of the gunplay, or lack thereof gunplay, I guess. But yes, having a ton of fun with it, and definitely enjoying it a lot more than I ever anticipated enjoying it. Like I knew I would like it, but I've really, really, really liked it so far. So, and actually I would probably say it's probably a front runner for game of the year already, guys. And that's a high thing to say.
You play one game. You play one game.
That's fair.
I'm kidding.
There's a game coming out here in a week or two that'll probably steal the show, but we'll see with Horizon. Anyways, Ro, what you got for me?
Still playing Pokemon Legends RC, and having a great time. I've beat I don't know if I did. I say that I beat the main campaign last time. If not, I have beat the main campaign. I've rolled credits, but I am doing post game stuff now, and the post game is awesome. Really cool story stuff, and one of the battles is one of the hardest in Pokemon ever. There's a specific trainer or character that you have to battle in the post game, and they are tough. So I've seen other Pokemon fans on Twitch like have trouble with this guy as well. So if I'm having trouble with it, that doesn't really mean much. If like the hardcore Pokemon fans are having trouble with it, then it's a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
But I beat him recently, or them. I shouldn't say him. I've beaten them recently, and it was a blast. I'm trying to continue the post game stuff, which is to collect or catch them all. And so I'm working on that to see what the next story beat is. But yeah, I'm having a blast with it. I really hope that they continue with this sort of style of Pokemon game. If it's just another Legends game in the future, that'd be great. But if they were able to implement these gameplay stuff that they added in Legends into mainline games, that would be awesome. That would be a dream come true. Yes, Christian from PLCast PXN.
How many is all in Pokemon's Legends ICUP? Arceus.
I don't know actually. I think it's over. It's more than the original 100.
Right.
I think, but
it's
I
not anywhere
honestly don't
near
know.
the total, like the 700 plus.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
It's not. It's definitely not more than 200. It's like
Got it.
I would
Okay.
say like 150 maybe. I'm not sure though. I think 150 might be the most that it could be actually. Yeah.
Okay. And how far are you?
I have beaten the game. I'm doing post game stuff now, and I've played for about. I think my timer would say 35 to 40 hours. I'd say.
Sorry, in terms of collecting.
Oh, sorry.
How many Pokemon do you have?
I think 70.
Heck yeah, that's
70,
awesome.
I think, yeah.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Too many, some would say.
That's a lot of innocent creatures.
Yeah. You're holding them
Wow.
in captivity.
Epic.
I'm gonna
slam.
find out while you guys are talking.
I hated that Arceus said that the Pokeballs don't make them small. The Pokemon like choose to.
Dude,
get
that doesn't
small.
make any
That is so weird to me.
Doesn't make any sense. I don't like that either.
Yeah. I also haven't played the game, so I don't know.
Christian, what you got for me?
Hell yeah. So like I've said at the top of the show in the quick bites, I'm reviewing Sifu for Penultimate Conquest. And I've beaten the game, Dan.
Wow.
Once. There's still a true ending that you have to get, which I'm currently okay. Like I put over 10 hours to get like the actual like first ending, which I think is enough to review the game. I think the true ending is kind of supplementary to that because you have to play through it again and get like one last cutscene. Dan,
Yes.
to answer your question, should you try it out? Do not go anywhere near this game.
Oh no!
From what you said 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago about you raging at Cuphead or whatever, I forget what game it was. I think it was Cuphead.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, which okay, this makes it easier. Don't play this game.
All right.
Sifu is one of the hardest games I have ever played in my entire life. It is up there with the level of difficulty with like Sekiro, and I mean that not because of like combos you're having to learn, but identifying enemy attacks. You have I'll use my dual sense. Like the major component isn't actually attacking. It's a big part of it. It's actually either parrying by tapping L1 or evading by holding it and then either evading with a downward movement or upward movement, depending on whether the incoming attack is a high attack or a low attack. And MFers in that game come at you with no remorse whatsoever. They are attacking you so fast. They're surrounding you. Bosses are just like, I need to memorize the entire moveset and be pitch perfect. Otherwise, I'm dead. And like, if that it suits you, like if that's like what you crave for video games, like mastering levels from start to finish, finding quickest routes, and like having to make it through the end, being like almost perfect, then Sifu's definitely for you. If not, you're not gonna have a fun time.
Well, I appreciate you telling me that.
It is so gorgeous and fun to play though. But
it looks so good. I love the low poly art style. It's so good.
Mm-hmm. I love it. Yeah, I like the design of it too. There's not a lot of difficult games that click with me though. There's Hades I really liked. Celeste, I love Celeste. But like most of the time, if it's too hard, then I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I guess you don't want me to succeed. No, I'm just kidding. But Sifu looks fun. It does look fun. So I want to try it. I really do.
That hallway scene, it looks like what does it remind me of? It reminds me of the one awesome scene from Repo Man with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker.
First of all, it's an old boy reference. I almost cussed.
Do it.
No, I won't do it. I won't do it. But yeah, it's an old boy reference from Park Chan-wook.
I also just want to quickly correct myself before we move on. I have seen over 200 Pokemon, so I was dead wrong.
Wow.
I've seen over 200, and I have caught 178.
Dang.
So
nice.
There might be more than 211. That's just as many I've seen, and I've caught 178. So I was very wrong in both accounts of how many I've caught and how many there are in the game. But I just wanted to clarify that.
So is that 178 unique Pokemon, or does that like include duplicate? Oh, okay.
No, unique. Yeah.
Wow, that's insane.
Whew, man's been busy.
Yes. Gage.
I take it back, Dan. Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, I want to hear what Christian has to say.
I take it back. Try it out. The game is so fun to play, man. I have issues with like this representation of culture, and the story like doesn't really come together like at all. But fuck, I cussed. It is so fun to play. It feels so good. Like the hallway fight scene is. I watched my clip of it for my capture, and like I wanted to stop editing and go play it again because like it's just when it clicks, it feels so good. And I'm not a rager. I'll say that again. But I slammed my desk twice with one particular boss. I hated it.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
That's more than once.
Wow.
Okay, I'm done now.
I think I'll avoid it. Gage, what you got for me?
I have been playing Dying Light 2. It's really good. It's really, really good. Conversely, Dying Light 1 was probably my game of the year 2015 because I tried so hard to love Dead Island and Dead Island Riptide, and it never clicked for me. It didn't click. But when I played Dying Light, it was kind of like, oh, this is what was missing. You needed something else, and you needed that parkour game. Also, there's like no parkour games anymore. First person at least. So I'm loving Dying Light 2. As soon as I saw the reviews, I was on the fence about this because I was following the development closely, and I knew that it was going through its own mini development hell, and the guy leading this seemed to be a bit erratic. So I was definitely waiting for reviews, and as soon as the reviews came out and said, "Hey, the gameplay is amazing, but the story sucks," I was like, "Fine, that's Dying Light 1. I'm good with that. I'm great with that." So, yeah, it is one of those solid sequels that really just improves what it needs to. All the changes it makes are positives for the most part. Voice acting is still cringy as all, and I love it. It's great, and it's a good time. I'm having a good time carrying my friends through the game as I do.
Carry?
Oh, that's a slam on Dan, isn't it?
It is.
I just clicked.
It's a Dan the Slam Man slam.
I will say, like, yes, the story is like really messy and bad, and the voice acting is bad. But like the actual missions, I feel like are actually really fun. Like the actual like what you're doing in the game is fun.
Yeah.
So yeah,
mission design is good. Yes. But it was like that in the first one. Like if you think about some of the big set pieces in the first game, like they're awesome. It's just why you're going to this really cool place is just forgettable. But once you're there, you're having a good time. That's really all that matters to me, at least.
Agreed.
Have either of you completed the campaign yet?
We're not allowed to.
Yeah.
Not allowed to. Okay, gotcha.
What?
We had to convince one of our friends to buy this game day one. He's somebody who does not spend money on full price video games ever. And his one condition is that we have to all play it together. So we are we're content locked until we can get him to progress.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But you can still do side stuff.
Oh, I'm still playing the crap out of this game. Screw that guy.
Moving into the topic of the show, guys. Nintendo. Let's start with Oh god.
What a direct, baby. Well, half of the direct was good.
Their Nintendo Direct, and half of it was good, according to Christian, and I think it was the half that I missed. So we'll have to lean into Christian and Ro to kind of guide us through this because, of course, missed most of it. So, guys, I'll just let you guys direct this part of it. How's that sound? Because I can't do it justice, especially when I missed half of it. So, guide us through this Nintendo Direct.
Bro, if you want, I can take it, and then if there's any supplemental information that I might have missed, maybe you can fill that in because I was
Sounds
taking
great.
notes and stuff.
Sure.
So it started with a Fire Emblem's Warriors trailer called Three Hopes, and it is out on June 24th, 2022. I don't know how the Fire Emblem Warriors. I think what I've gathered on Twitter is that people were expecting more of a Fire Emblem game, and then they saw it was Warriors, and they were a little bit disappointed. Otherwise, it kind of came and went pretty quickly, so it was okay. Then there was an Advance Wars 1+2 reboot update with a lot of substantial stuff, actually. Like, there's voice acting now, there's local and online multiplayer, you can create custom maps, you can obviously fight with your friends and online as well, and it's out April 8th.
Very excited for this game. I just want to say, Advance Wars has voice acting. There's no reason Pokemon shouldn't. That's all I have to say.
True. Great take, Ro. Great take.
All the Pokemon should talk.
They're the only ones who have voice acting.
Oh, they do. Oh. Whoops.
Wow. This next item blows my mind. I don't know how they got this to work. My friend said it because they downgraded the graphics so much, but No Man's Sky is coming to Switch this summer. So there you have it. Wow. If you want to play No Man's Sky on Switch, on the go, there you have it. Otherwise, I think maybe you can do it on Steam Deck, but...
True.
Number 4, let's freaking go. They did it. After 10 plus years, Mario Strikers is back with Mario Strikers Battle League out June 10th. I was so busy hyped I didn't get any more information. All that I saw was, if I remember correctly, you can play with up to 8 players either locally or online. And I cannot wait for this.
Oh my god, it looks so good, and I'm so happy they kept that awesome raw style. It's only the word that I could use for it, and it's in game too with like the different moves, I guess, or finishers that they can do, like when they're shooting on the goal, like Mario doing like a back. It looks so cool. I love the style that they're going for. I'm just glad Strikers is back. Let's go, and I just want to hear Daisy say "next level games" when it starts up. That's all I want. That's all I want.
Ooh, Rosaline's in it too. Oh, there's also the inclusion of gear in the new Mario Strikers, which does end up affecting your stats. So if you're changing out helmets and stuff, it does affect how your overall character plays and controls. So keep that in mind. Moving on, there was some Splatoon 3 news with Salmon Run Next Wave making a return. Sorry, I guess it's called Salmon Run is making a return, and it's called Salmon Run Next Wave. It's the Splatoon co-op mode, and then they reminded us that the game is out this summer. Big dub for Splatoon fans.
Rose got it on his list.
I do, yes.
Nice.
I love me some Splatoon. I'm glad Salmon Run is coming back as well. It's a really cool PvE mode from Splatoon 2. Mm-hmm. I'm glad that's making a return.
And the next Front Mission is getting a full remake and is coming to Switch this summer. Then they announced that the sequel to Front Mission 2, will also be coming later in the future, but did not give an actual date. I've never touched a Front Mission game. Yeah. Nope. Perfect. Then they announced Disney Speedstorm, which is a free-to-play racing game and is out this summer. I was too busy Googling the last Disney racer I played on PlayStation 1, so I missed any info here. I don't know if Ro has any extra stuff.
I do not. I think you have it here. It's free to play, which is cool. I hope. But yeah, this is the moment that I was like, oh no, we're not getting Mario Kart 9, are we? But later on, we got some
more
other.
on that later.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, that might not have been the move. But yeah.
It's just so interesting to see what they're doing with the kart. Like, they have this Disney one and they have the Chocobo Racing one. It's like, what do you guys do? Just stop.
So, I mean, it looks visually pretty good, though. So, and it's free to play, so I might check this game out. Why not? Then we got like a short segment on classic games, quote unquote, coming to Switch. The Wii version of Force Unleashed will be coming to Switch, and it's out on 420. LOL. The Assassin's Creed Ezio collection is coming out next week on the 17th, a Thursday.
Fantastic collection.
Yes, Brotherhood rocks. And 2. Revelations is okay. And then SD Gundam Battle. Actually, Revelations was pretty cool. Sorry, I sidetracked. Damn it, Dan. I'm gonna blame you. SD Gundam Battle. I missed the release date on it because it moved kind of quickly. And then Chrono Cross is getting a remaster, and that is out April 7th.
I'm excited for that one. That's a game that I've been wanting to try out for a while. Chrono Cross.
We got a insane update for Kirby and the Forgotten Land with a new mouthful mode, which just means Kirby has new abilities for Kirby to utilize by sucking just insanely huge things. Objects.
Hell yeah.
Like cars, cones, light bulbs, and so much more. The game looks absolutely incredible. No meme, like a legit, like this one trailer sold me on the game. Yeah. And it is still out March 25th.
But you know what doesn't suck? The actual game, which is on my list.
Heck yeah.
Oh, nice.
I love how they're like, you know what would be interesting? Let's like Kirby can suck things up, right? Small things, big things. What if he could suck things up, but he doesn't swallow them? Like this is a thing that he already does very well.
Why do you... I'm too immature for this conversation.
Oh man, but I'm here for it. I think the Kirby is very cute. But you can't tell me that Kirby can't swallow a pylon. He can do that.
He can do it. Yeah, absolutely.
Keurig, thank you for joining us in the Twitch chat. Welcome.
We then got another trailer. Of course, the Show 22 is coming to Switch. This isn't really news, but it was still in the rec, so I wrote it down. And there was a Muppet at the end of the trailer, which was certainly something. Great.
Nice little surprise. Yeah.
The Kingdom Hearts collection is coming to Switch. Interesting to note, it is the Kingdom Hearts cloud versions, though. So take that what you will. I don't know if I saw a release date on that. I may have missed it.
I missed that too, unfortunately. But yeah, people were saying online like this collection exists on other consoles at a cheaper price, and it's not cloud. So yeah, that's just something to also keep in mind.
And then Klonoa and Klonoa 2 were announced that they're coming to Switch July 8th. I have never played a Klonoa game, but it looks cute.
Yes.
Good platformer.
I miss this one too, but I remember back in the day when these games were a little bit more popular. I was just so in love with the actual character, Klonoa. I just drew that character on like my books and stuff like that. I just thought they were such a cute character. So I'm excited for them to come back and finally play their games because I see a lot of hype around it on Twitter. So I'm going to buy this, so hopefully they make more.
Kingdom Hearts games coming tomorrow, by the way.
Oh, wow.
Tomorrow. Wow, that's soon. Also, I love that Klonoa has Roshan lore just attached to you. That's very cool. Shout out to you Portal fans, me included. Portal Companion Collection is available later this year. That is very cool for those wanting to play that game on Switch. Or those games. I think it's Portal 1 and 2.
Oh, heck yeah, that's awesome.
I think.
Nice.
Live Alive 2.5 HD is coming to Nintendo Switch on July 22nd. I have never heard of this game. I saw it and I was like, dang, this game actually looks really freaking cool. It's like these like small vignette like pixel RPG games, all with like very cool different like stories attached to them, and like it just looks incredible. It is time for what broke me because this news means so much to me. The Nintendo Switch announced Switch Sports. It is out April 29th. There is a new soccer shootout mode with a leg strap. So if you attach the Joy-Con to a leg strap, you can kick the ball. There's freaking volleyball. Golf is being added later this fall for free. And the online playtest is happening next week, Friday through Sunday. So get in there and help Nintendo Switch make sports the best game that will come out in 2022.
Oh, man.
I can't wait to see how many Joy-Cons end up in people's walls. It's going to be a very exciting couple months.
Just wear the strap, everyone.
No, the new leg strap. You know people are going to go hog wild with that kick. way more than they've tested, way more than they intended.
Oh no!
I can't wait for the videos. This is gonna be great. Whether the game's good or not, this is gonna be great.
Like
The game is gonna be fantastic. What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Cage?
It's gonna be great.
Like,
it's gonna be great.
in all seriousness, Wii Sports is like one of the biggest selling games of all time. Like, this game could end up freaking killing that. Like, this.
Yeah.
Woo,
True.
that's insane.
Yeah,
It's gonna
just
be
think about
on
all the
that
Switch
list.
bundles attached with it. This now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm.
this is
At
gonna
the
be
leg.
definitely on that list with Mario Kart and all those other Pokemon, all those games. This is definitely gonna be going up there. I was watching the Kind of Funny stream of this, and Andy was like, "What no golf? What no golf?" It's like, Andy, they're definitely going to add it. It's look at the new age that we're in. They're going to add the game,
Mhm.
and lo and behold, at the end they added golf. So boxing is definitely going to come. It has to.
Oh,
Boxing, they have to add
Wow.
boxing. I was so sad that it wasn't there, but as they continue, it's like we're adding games later on. Don't worry about it. Golf is coming, or not golf. Golf is coming, but boxing is also going to be there for sure. That was like a staple back in the day as well.
I will say I would have loved to see this come to Nintendo Switch Online for those that have like the expansion pack.
Mm.
Yeah,
But like whatever, I'm gonna shell out the money for this because this rocks. I love these games. So yes.
Kirak was asking about No Man's Sky on Switch and asked if they mentioned if it's cloud. I looked it up while you guys were chatting, and it looks like it actually runs on the Switch, which is insane, actually. But it does make sense because it is procedurally generated, so it only has to load in what's like nearby. So cool.
It's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough.
Yeah.
We'll see. Yeah,
I am curious to see what the frame rate will be like.
right.
It doesn't hit a stable 30 on an Xbox One, so yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. It's gonna be interesting to see.
720p, 15 frames per second,
Hell yeah.
but mobile.
Yeah.
So
True.
I mean, at that you're still getting the true No Man's Sky experience, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
True.
wait, how dare you?
Yeah.
I love No Man's Sky. Let it be known, but I played it on PC where it ran
Okay,
flawlessly.
okay.
You may not have beaten No Man's Sky, but you can beat the rhythm of your own drum.
Oh, God.
Terrible transition. With Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival coming to Switch later this year. Also includes an in-game subscription service with over 500 songs added.
Wow.
So you can drum away. Like they have the Legend of Zelda theme song available
Hell
for you
yeah.
to drum to. So,
And Megalovania
Megalomania.
from Undertale.
Megalomania.
Wow.
Then we got an update for Triangle Strategy. The demo is available today, right now, to go download. And if you do play the demo, your save data is transferable to the full game
Love that.
upon purchase.
I love that. We should give them 10 out of 10s across the board because of that.
My God.
Who has this game in their fantasy league?
Dad,
Me.
of course, Dad.
Oh, okay. Never mind. In this case, I hope this game sucks.
What? Come on.
I'm kidding. And then we moved on to Cuphead DLC, which is, of course, confirmed that is now coming to Switch. Delicious Last Course later this year. I think it's April. Remember right? April, May, somewhere around there. I may have
That was
otherwise.
June,
Yeah.
but maybe I'm.
Nah, you're smarter than I am, so we'll say June.
I don't know about that.
It is June 2022. June
Let's go.
30th, 2022.
Let's go.
I'm still not smarter though.
Okay. Big update for you Metroid Dread fans, me included. There is a Dread mode difficulty being added. One hit and you die. The game is over.
Ridiculous. Who do you think we are? Heck?
Masochists. Yeah. So I found Sifu hard enough. You know, I don't want to do this.
Oh, man. Boss Rush sounds
if-
fun though.
But there is a boss rush coming as well. For those that are looking for something easier to get into, if you found Metroid Dread's difficulty a bit too much for you, there's a rookie mode being introduced as well. And they didn't say it, but they on the side of the trailer being played, they had a little pop in that said the demo to play Metroid Dread is also available right now. So
Yeah.
you can try it out.
I
all this
love
is
that
coming-
they're doing a rookie mode, just like give other people a chance to play. Like even young kids like that, want to play this game. That's super cool.
Yeah, forget them kids, man. They got to learn eventually how to get good. I'm
True.
kidding, of course. Very, very cool to see this happen. And all this is coming April 22nd.
See you, Kirik. Thank you for joining us.
We got a Nintendo Switch Online update. Earthbound and Earthbound Beginnings are both available to play starting today.
Oh,
Big dub for all the Earthbound fans. No Mother 3 though.
no, never.
Never. Then there was like a one of those like flashy trailers where they show a bunch of games. I missed all of them. I'm sorry.
There's a
They were
lot.
games that have already been announced, but there was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, there was a
So-
cool game that like seemed to deal with like ancient Japanese lore, like you were fighting like the Nine Tails and some other creatures from that era. That looked cool. I like the style for that, but I miss most of those those games too. I don't even remember the game that I'm talking about, the name of it, so I have to go back and check that out.
Check Nintendo for those who are wanting more deets on those games. Otherwise, for you kart fans, sorry to report that Mario Kart 9 is probably nowhere to be released anytime soon because Mario Kart 8 is getting DLC. Yes, the Mario Kart 8 that was released on Wii U is getting more DLC. It is not free, just so everyone knows. It is $24.99, and it is a remaster of old kart stages. You can buy them with a booster course pass, similar to Smash's like fighter passes, with 8 courses per wave and 6 waves total throughout this year until the end of 2023. However, if you don't want to pay that and you do have the expansion pack, Nintendo Switch Online expansion pack, you get that all these courses at no additional cost. So very cool to see that come. I memed and stuff saying that, sorry for you people who are excited for more a new Mario Kart. Having 40 plus courses be added to Mario Kart 8, like, kind of rock. I'm not gonna lie, it rocks.
It's awesome.
Like, I still play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. So.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have a Mario Kart 9, so we have to make do. But yes,
you're right.
I am so excited. 48 courses? 48 courses? Yeah. That's insane. I'm so excited for this. Coconut Mall. Heck yeah, bring that back. I'm happy that's coming back. But there's so many tracks that I don't even know the name of. But yeah, so excited to play these up until 2023, you said, right? That's insane. That's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, the value proposition is amazing. $25 for all of that. But, like, I guess my thing is like, I would have liked to seen this like a couple years ago, like 2 or 3 years ago. But like to release it now, it's like you're essentially saying like Mario Kart 9 is still like many years away.
Yeah.
No, we're done.
Yeah. That's the thing that bones me out about it as well. I would have liked to see this sooner for sure. But I'm still here for it. I'm here for it. Very excited to see that. No new characters, obviously, but they already did that, I guess. Yeah. But
I think the stages is enough. I think that suffices.
Yeah.
And there was someone put out a tweet saying after the release of all these courses, Mario Kart 8 will have over half of the entire catalog of Mario Kart 8 courses in one game, which I think is awesome. Like, this is definitely the definitive Mario Kart game. This is the Smash Ultimate of Mario Kart games.
Yeah, and just like we were talking about with Smash, like, we expect another Smash game maybe sometime in the future, but what's it going to be like? Mm-hmm. Like, when the Ultimate version exists? Same with Mario. I want a Mario Kart 9, but like, this is, like you said, this is the Ultimate version of Mario Kart. Like, do we need Mario Kart 9? I would love one. Mm-hmm. I'm sure they'll put a cool twist on it, but I don't think, as obviously they're giving us 48 courses, I don't think Nintendo's in a rush to be making the Mario Kart 9 right now.
And we'll take it too. We'll say thank you, Nintendo.
Exactly.
And then they closed the show. Sorry, no Breath of the Wild 2 here. It was Xenoblade Chronicles 3 revealed and out this year, September 2022. Big dub for you Xenoblade fans. Unfortunately, I am not one of them. But it looked cool.
I have tried, but I am not a big Xeno fan either.
Gage is definitely a big Xenoblade fan.
I love all the blades, and especially the Xeno ones.
Fantastic. And that was it. A lot of stuff there, a lot of stuff that isn't for everyone, but I think overall it was a pretty solid direct, and honestly, that was like probably one of the most well-paced directs in a long time. It's 40 minutes, and it felt like I was hanging out for about 20.
Yeah. Yeah, and I literally did hang out for 20 because I missed half of it. But
that's fair. That's fair.
I wrote down a couple questions, but obviously that was a lot. So like, where do you guys see Nintendo in 2022 as far as game releases go? Like, do we think Breath of the Wild 2 is coming out this year at this point? Like, would we have gotten something at this direct if it's coming this year? Do you guys think?
I can go first. First of all, to answer your question, I never thought it was coming out this year. Let's just settle that right away. However, I'll entertain you for a second.
Okay.
Let's assume it is coming this year. Most of the games that they were talking about is stuff that's either out right now or out within the next 2 months.
Sure.
If there's another big direct, and there usually is like 2 big ones in a year. February is the one. There's usually one like later out in like the end of the summer. I can very well see them just putting in Breath of the Wild there, or even having their own direct just for Zelda. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to still have Breath of the Wild 2 come out this year, given that there's still so much time left in Nintendo's Switch's like slate, specifically in the fall and like into winter, because everything here is either spring or early summer. So
True.
Yeah.
Bro, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, I was expecting to see Zelda here, but like Christian said, they have their E3 presentation or late summer presentation. Not E3 because E3 is what is E3 anymore?
Right.
But like that time of the year direct that they usually do to talk about that if they want to. But yeah, a lot of the games that they've talked about here are coming out soon, so they need to. Well, they don't need to talk about it now, but when the time comes, they obviously have to talk about their holiday games or fall games, and we don't know what that's going to be yet. And Breath of the Wild would be perfect, but of course they could do something else. They could always do another collection like a Zelda port, like bring over Wind Waker and stuff like that. They've done it before where they don't really make a new game, but they like make an HD version of a beloved title, which most of us would be fine with too. But it would be cool to see what they have in store. But I don't think Breath of the Wild 2 is this year, unfortunately. But I think we're going to find out in the summer. Yeah, the last time he talked about it, he was like, we have stuff to share. It's just we're going to push it back a little bit. So,
not to mention, there's also rumors of the Metroid collection that has been
Right,
supposedly done for a while, but they're kind of waiting for Prime to kind of get more together. There's rumors of the Mario Odyssey team making a Donkey Kong game.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And there's still Bayonetta 3 that still needs a date as well. So that
Silk Song.
Yeah, yeah. I guess there is quite a few games that they could announce for their fall instead of Breath of the Wild if they wanted to.
Gage, tell me that Breath of the Wild 2 is coming this fall, please.
It is coming this fall.
Yes!
I genuinely believe that.
Woo, let's go.
I genuinely believe it because all of those games you just mentioned, none of them are going to fill that void. None of them are that caliber. I think.
Switch Sports, dog.
Switch Sports, more like lame ports.
You got him.
You're right though. I mean, Zelda is bigger.
Yeah, they need. I think they need the big franchise, flagship franchise release this fall, and I think it is coming out. As far as the other stuff, like I don't know where I see Nintendo in 2022. I mean, I don't know. I'm probably the person here who spends the least amount of time on Switch, so I don't know. Hopefully, Party Chat maybe that comes in 2022, right?
No way.
Basic online features get added to the console. That'd be pretty cool. That'd be pretty wild.
If they did a Nintendo Direct for 40 minutes just talking about Switch themes, I would be happy. Like,
right.
Finally.
Right.
Yeah.
When are we gonna get away from friend codes? You know what I mean?
Right.
Get rid of those.
What's the matter? You don't like sharing 24-digit friend codes with your friends?
What the hell is the purpose of the friend code anyways? Because your profile name has to be unique, right? Am I wrong in that?
I don't think so.
No. It doesn't? Oh.
That's
Gotcha. Yeah, it's kind of some like, come on, Nintendo. It's not that hard. Everyone else can do it. Just freaking do it. Come on.
Oh my god, and there was no trailer for the Mario movie. Just realized.
Oh.
Thank God.
Chris Pratt's voice is playing in the background.
I'm really excited for when inevitably he's not doing any voice. It's literally just Chris Pratt. I'm calling it right now. He's not doing any accent. It's just Chris Pratt.
Oh,
I can't wait.
And I'll be at the theaters day one. Oh, I got my Batman tickets.
probably. Oh yes. Do those come out tonight?
That came out yesterday, and I forgot to buy them.
Oh, IMAX.
Shan, if you don't have plans already, we should go see that day one in theaters.
Yes, I would love to.
I want to see Mario.
Oh, Mario.
No, Mario. I want to ironically see. I want to ironically go see Mario.
Man.
No, I've already got plans to see Batman. Although I will definitely go see it with you because I'm already going to see it like 6 times.
Oh man,
bro!
Dan,
yeah, for sure. I would love to see Mario as well.
Dan, I'll see Batman with you. You just gotta hop on a little airplane ride up here, and then everything will be fine.
Nope. I'm done with airplanes
flying
for a
for
while.
Dan.
I'm done for a while. Oh, all right, guys. We already talked about Mario Kart, so we don't really need to rehash that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys are thinking about Nintendo for the rest of the year, or does that kind of cover it?
The only thing. Oh, sorry.
Go for it, Christian. No, go for it.
The only thing is if they're going to do any kind of classic, like that was rumored for a while, or they're going to do like N64 classic, but of course they're bringing N64 games to online. Do GameCube games ever make an appearance? I'm kind of filling the void here. I guess I answered my own question. I don't know what's left. Ro, you're more informed.
I was just going to say I think this year it's Kirby's 30th anniversary this year. They're obviously doing Kirby's Forgotten Land. And the more that I even think about it or say this out loud, I don't think Nintendo honestly cares about anniversaries all that much. Even though they should celebrate them. But I think Metroid Dread just kind of worked out with that. But for Zelda, they didn't really do much. For Mario, what did they do for Mario? I guess they did the online game. And they did
Mario 35.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they did the 3D All-Stars too. So there was that. I would love a Kirby collection or Kirby Air Ride, obviously. I would love that.
Are you kidding me? Yes.
Switch or just put City Trial on the eShop and we'll play it. But I think it's so hard to port Kirby games because they're all so specific to the console that they came out on at the time, like the DS games. You need a DS to play those games. The Game Boy games would be pretty awesome if they ported like Amazing Mirror. That would be awesome. But I feel like those games are probably going to come if they ever do a Game Boy online thing. So the more I talk about this, the more unlikely it seems to happen. But it would be cool to see them celebrate Kirby this year. So that's something that I'm hoping to see.
Right. It'd be cool to see some sort of multiplayer incorporation for like Kirby too, like almost like a super suck bros, like who can suck the most bros, or who can suck. Who can suck Kirby. Kirby is good.
Oh my God.
You know what, boys? Find yourself a Kirby.
You better start sucking.
Put his whole Kirbussy into that.
Oh my God. And you know what, Gage? While you were describing that, I feel like that is honestly a mini game that has happened. Like that sparked a memory for some reason in a Kirby game. I don't know if it's real, but it feels like it would be. Yeah,
right.
Like like the mini games that they have in these Super All Stars. Like I feel like there was a game where you sucked up other Kirby's.
Yeah, I mean, who can suck the most? Like that's. I mean, it's a good idea.
Tagline for Kirby, I'm pretty sure.
ASAP.
You want to do the outro again, Dan?
No, that's enough.
No, you don't.
I think that's enough of sucking. All right, guys. Anything else before we close out the show?
The rumbling has begun.
Oh, that's a reference.
All right, guys. Thank you again to everyone joining us both live on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter, as well as podcast services everywhere, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, and Stitcher. Thank you, Ro. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Gage. I am Daniel, and this has been Podcast PXN, and we are out. Much love, and keep on gaming.
See ya.
Switch Sports?
Kirby.